Welcome to Authentic Expressions. This is me, Gek Lim. Today's video will focus on the impact of our own healing in our clinical work. As clinicians, it is important for us to work through our issues and work through some of our earlier wounds. When we address these issues, and it will liberate us and allow us to be more objective and present in session. Unresolved issues will often show up, and we may tend to project our issues on our clients or superimpose that into some of the clinical cases. Additionally, when clients with similar issues show up, it may rattle our composure and causes discomfort. This anxious uneasiness may cause us to partially hear the client or skirt over issues that are brought into the clinical room. Today, we are privileged to have some clinicians who will share with us their own personal growth journey and discuss how it has impacted their work in the clinical room. And I'm going to turn it over to Tanya.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Tanya, and I'm a clinician here in San Antonio. So one of the ways that my personal growth has impacted my work was really, a lot of the times in the beginning, I realized that I would get stuck and I couldn't really connect to my clients. I kind of floundered in session a lot, and it was like a real struggle. It occurred to me that I really couldn't connect with them because I was full of my own toxic emotions and energy. So I decided to go ahead and start working on myself. So my personal growth has really helped me to kind of go through my old wounds, heal a lot of the festering wounds that I had from childhood, and really clear an emotional space where I can hold space for my client to be there with me. And now I find that I can connect so much easier. I can be so present because I don't have all my looming issues in there with me. And it has really allowed me to stay grounded in a lot of my sessions. And the therapeutic process has just benefited so much from that.
Hi, my name is Marnie, and I am a clinician here in San Antonio and throughout Texas. Throughout my time in this kind of work, I've worked with children and adolescents mainly that have experienced trauma. And throughout the work, I started to realize some of the secondary trauma that I was experiencing. And I had to start to recognize that hearing the things that children have gone through or experienced were starting to affect me, and I wasn't taking care of myself in order to take care of others. And so through my personal growth, I have focused more on self-care and acknowledging the impact of secondary trauma and how that affects your ability to relate to the client in a healthy way. And by doing that, I've grown spiritually, as well as just professionally in helping children work through their trauma.
Hi, I'm Diane, and I'm also a clinician in San Antonio. And for me, it was really important to work through the emotions that drove me to feel the need to rescue my clients. That was a recurring theme in my life. So I recognized early on that if I didn't work through those emotions, that I could become burned out in my job and also do a disservice to my client. So as I've been able to work through those emotions and resolve those issues, it's really become more of a collaborative effort with my clients and really empowering them in a way that allows them to heal themselves. So I see myself now more as a facilitator, as I'm walking through their journey with them rather than carrying them. So that's been really a game changer for me in my clinical practice. And I really see the benefit of taking time to work on myself and to work through those issues.
Hi, I'm Yvonne, and just like the rest of these women, I'm also a clinician in San Antonio. And how my personal growth has impacted my work is I realized when I would go into group sessions that I was feeling very heavy and, really having a difficult time connecting with the clients. And so the personal growth part for me is I realized growing up that my connection with, my parents was connected based on task and performance based. And so, I was carrying that into the sessions, into the groups, trying to get the clients to grind and not really focusing and connecting with them on the emotional level. And so once I realized that and started to grow and connecting and being present with my clients, then we were able to move forward and really nurture that relationship.
Hi, my name is Melissa, and I'm also a clinician in San Antonio. So in my personal journey, I noticed that when a client would bring up a personal wound, an emotional wound, I realized that a lot of my wounds connected to theirs, and that would really get in the way of me having clarity, me being able to focus on the client rather than focus on how much I connected with them. So really digging deeper within myself and working on healing myself before I could even focus on a client in front of me, that really impacted me in such a positive way, because I was able to have such clarity and focus on who was in front of me and be present with them and really walk beside them rather than see my reflection when I was talking to them.
Hi, my name is Victoria, and I'm also a clinician here in San Antonio. Before I started my journey, I felt things very deeply, and I realized going into sessions that sometimes I had a hard time identifying between their feelings and how I was kind of connecting to their feelings. And so as I've gone through my journey and worked on healing myself, I'm much better able to identify what it is the client is feeling and connect with them in a very empathic kind of way.
In closing, for us to be present in the clinical room, it is important for us to work through our deep-rooted emotional chatter so that we can liberate ourselves from past issues. Doing so will allow us to be more present, more focused, and more attentive in session. I'm going to close with two closing quotes from Freud and Carl Jung. Freud states that unexpressed emotions will never die, they are buried alive and will come forth later in uglier ways. Carl Jung expressed that knowing your own darkness is the best method for dealing with darkness of other people. Thank you.